Hello everyone, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Nirala Academy, and in this video we are going to talk about spoken English. English is not just a language anymore. It is a marker of your class, of your knowledge, of your identity, of your stature, and it is the only way through which you can represent yourself at a global platform. It is the lingua franca, it is the language of internet, the language of sciences, of law, of banking, of business, scientific discoveries, of medical sciences, of all fields, I should say. Thus, for you to go out there and grow, for your development, for your progress, it becomes important that you are able to speak proper English. But for a beginner, there are these two tips that I have through which you can improve your spoken English. First, don't worry, it's just the beginning. What I mean by that is, from the very beginning, if you start thinking about the perfect grammar, the perfect pronunciation, perfect vocabulary, the perfect sentence structure, then you won't ever be able to learn English. See, for a better example, think of our country. We are a Hindi-speaking nation, that's what we call ourselves. Most of us have Hindi as a first language. But how many of us know perfect Hindi? Well, perfect grammar, perfect vocabulary. How many of us have? I don't think many of us can even pull out a single sentence in proper Hindi. We always tend to add an English word or something like that. Something similar is with English-speaking nations. I can bet over 50% of Britishers and 60% of Americans don't know proper English. The same thing is the same thing in other major English-speaking nations. In fact, our country is one among the biggest English-speaking nations in this world. So, for a beginner, the perfect pronunciation doesn't matter, because what's important is you first start speaking. Perfection is a myth, but yes, through practice you can get there, but then you need to begin. So in the beginning, just don't worry about your grammar. There was a teacher of mine who once told me that if you start thinking about grammar, you won't ever be able to speak English, because the grammar, English is such a complicated language, you don't know. English is such a complex language. So in the beginning, subject, verb, object is your way. Try to have a subject and verb agreement. Use simple vocabulary. You don't need the perfect pronunciation, but it's okay if you try. But then don't hesitate or don't start fumbling. The second tip that I have is to start thinking in English. See, for a normal Indian, speaking English is a 3-step process. You first think in Hindi, then translate it, and then finally speak it out. What happens that going through these 3 processes, there is a slowdown and you are never able to achieve that fluency that you are aspiring for. So what is important is to eliminate this one process, that is of thinking in Hindi and then translating in English. Just start thinking in English. For this, what you can do is, in your free time, most of us overthink. Most of us love overthinking, creating a situation in our own mind and then thinking ki ab kya hoga. Instead of doing that in Hindi, do that, continue that, but don't do that in Hindi, do that in English. So speak in English in your own mind. What this does is, first, it will help you in your fluency that I just spoke about, and secondly, most of us don't like to speak in English in public is because we think that what will the other person think of us. अगर हमने कुछ गलत कर दिया तो सामने वाला मजाक उड़ाएगा. But then when you are speaking in your own mind, you are there to judge yourself, and there's no one that you need to be afraid of कि वो मजाक उड़ाएगा हमारा, because there's no one listening. It's you, your mind, and you can always improve. So think in English. It is the easiest way to improve your English and also to get that fluency that you are aspiring for. First, be confident, be yourself, don't worry, it's only the beginning. And second, think in English. That was all for the video. I hope you liked it. Bye bye.